burning off the leaves. It's always been a southern tradition for me down here. When I was a kid, there were pecan orchards across the road from me. And every year, when the pecans were about to get ripe, the landowner would hire me to burn off the leaves. From the time I was like 8 or 9 years old. So my job was to rake up leaves and burn them. And for me, that's the smell of fall, is the smell of that smoke coming from pecan leaves being burned. That's always going to be the smell of it. So every year I look forward to this. Coming out here and building a fire and burning off the leaves. The smell of that smoke from hickory leaves and from pecan leaves, it's always a feeling of adventure, of the cold nights to come, that we made it through summer. The smell of, cold nights, football games, hay bale rides, the holidays. That's where it was. And one of my favorite memories of it was working a trot line one time along the riverbank. It's actually a big creek flowing into the river, and the cats like to come up in that creek. And so we did a lot of trot lines up in there, and up on top of the hill was this big pecan orchard. And so the landowner agreed that I could run trot lines down there as long as I burned off leaves for him. Now, why are they burning off leaves? So you can see the pecans. Okay, for my northern friends that may not understand this, we would rake and move the leaves and etc. so that whenever the pecans fell, they were easy to see, and you could take one of them rollers and go along and pick them up, as opposed to having to dig through the leaves looking for it. And so that was the whole purpose of it. But what it did for me was it generated a source of income, because picking up pecans, was money. And you got to be able to pick up and make a little dollar or two here or there picking up pecans. I got paid to rake up and burn the leaves. I also got to go hunting or camping or fishing on land, provided I'd provide the labor. So to me it was a win-win, and it was something I looked forward to every year. True, a lot of times whenever I had to start doing the raking and the burning, it was way too hot yet. Like right now, it was 82 degrees this morning, today. But it's supposed to be down in the high 40s tonight. So I'll enjoy this fire a little bit. Right now it's a little bit warm, even sitting here. But I enjoy the smell of it more than anything else. And I throw the sticks on and everything, keep the fire bed going. And then I keep adding in leaves occasionally to flare it back up and to keep it from spreading. And we don't have burn thing on right now in Alabama, so it's easy for me to scoop and burn. Love that smell. Just love it. In fact, I've been known to carry a Ziploc bag or two of pecan leaves with me to add to my fire at camp just for the smell of it. So, fall was a time of squirrel hunts, getting ready for deer season, dove hunts, being back in school, you know, going out for football or whatever. Although I was so little, I never, you know, I was the runt no matter what back in them days. So, but it's always fall to me, you know. Sitting in the firelight and feeling the warmth, the cold air at your back, that was just magic to me back in them days. And it still is in many ways today. Well, I know this isn't much of a video, but it's, to me, like I said, the smell of fall is the smell of burning leaves. The smell of winter was when I was a boy and I would ride with my father on the 18-wheeler, and coming out of the yard or the truck stop or the cotton mill in the wee hours of the morning with a cold wind blowing across the parking lot and the smell of a running diesel, that smell of diesel fuel, cold wind and diesel fuel exhaust was the smell of winter to me. It was the smell of adventure. We're going somewhere, you know. Spring, to me, the smell of spring is the smell of the pines in the sun. There's a pine saw-like smell when the pines first heat up in the spring and they start waking back up and the sap starts running and you start smelling that pine rosin smell. That's the smell of spring. The smell of summer to me, hot asphalt, hot shingles, the smell of hot vinyl in a car. One of my favorite smells. It means everything's just too hot. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this, guys. I just wanted to share a little piece of my world with you. Please leave any questions or comments below. And until next time, I'm Blackie, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.